I was born in Madison, Wisconsin in a single-parent home. My mother raised my brother Dudley and my sister Jackie and I, and she was a wonderful provider. She always had food on the table. We never missed church, and she promoted a strong work ethic. With that work ethic, my brother and I lived and worked on dairy farms in our high school years and then built cement stave silos well into our college years. Well, in 1970, after 3 semesters of really enjoying the college life, I found myself on final probation. And the United States Army thought they had a better plan, and I was drafted. I immediately enlisted in the Marine Corps, and after boot camp, I spent a year of rigorous training and competition to get into the Marine Corps Special Forces, which is Force Reconnaissance. And that changed my life forever.
Force Recon is a special operations unit of the Marine Corps. We're the ones usually jumping out of airplanes and blowing things up. When I first joined the company, Darryl was my team leader. He was always fired up, prepared, and mission ready. He was sent to U.S. Army Ranger School in Fort Benning, Georgia, where he excelled and finished at the top of his class. That's how he earned his nickname, Ranger.
Discipline, duty, self-sacrifice, honor, courage, commitment was instilled in me from that point on. Well, in 1978, I was a new graduate assistant at the University of Wisconsin. And to get to the training room, I walked by the Wisconsin wrestling room every day, poked my head in, and I was always excited and to see that energy, that toughness, and that camaraderie that was there. And we had a staff meeting, and our head trainer asked if anybody wanted to take up wrestling, and not a hand went up. So I jumped on the opportunity. I had the privilege of working with athletes like Leroy Kemp, Andy Ryan, Jimmy Haynes, Jack Reinwan, Mitch Hall, and many others.
I first met Darryl when I was an athlete and an assistant coach at the University of Wisconsin under Russ Hellickson. And Darryl's strength is his ability to build relationships and earn trust. He'd be taking part with our conditioning workouts. He'd be in the sauna when our guys were practicing there. And one time we did a dead hang contest with a partner on our back to see who could last the longest. And I took second to the trainer, Darryl. And as Russ still reminds me, it wasn't even close.
As an athletic trainer, to be certified, you have the basic skills to take care of any injury that comes forth. The critical skills that go beyond taping an ankle and doing your basic evaluation in a room when you have time are the moments when you're on the mat. You have a time limit, and the person has a lacerated forehead, he's been concussed, he's got a dislocation. Then you got to be able to think on your feet at that moment to determine what's best to get that athlete to continue to wrestle or to take them off the mat and tend to him, to help them psychologically, motivate them when there's injuries that appear to be long-lasting, being able to work with them when there's hardships of making weight, as well as being there for them emotionally.
Soon after I became national teams director, I contacted Darryl and told him we needed him in our athletic trainers pool. And eventually it was our elite freestyle athletes and our national coaches, Bruce Burnett, Kevin Jackson, and Bill Zadek, told me to make sure that the committee assigns Darryl to the World Championships and the Olympic Games.
Every day that I worked with Darryl was a portrayal of endless enthusiasm, positivity, tireless work ethic, commitment to doing his very best, caring for others, and giving back. Darryl is a strong man of faith who lives his faith and walks his talk.
My faith means everything to me. If it wasn't for God's daily grace and his steadfast love, I would not be here today. And I'm forever grateful that he's been in my corner, is in my corner, and that I'm in his grip.
He is a warrior servant. If I took a poll over the last 30 years of all the senior level athletes and coaches of who they would choose as their trainer to take on any tour, whether it's Olympic Games, World Championships, World Cup, Darryl Miller would be at the top of the list.
Darryl Miller is all in. He always keeps the energy high and positive. He had a real impact on the way that I competed, on the trips that we shared. Whether it was sitting in the sauna all day with each member of the team, stretching you out after practice, or exploring the area that we were competing in, Darryl Miller was always there for you. He lived a life of service.
One of the most important skills is being able to connect with that athlete and knowing that athlete personally, to know what they can endure. And that begins with you surrounding yourself with great people and being able to learn from those people every day. The second thing is being able to gain that athlete's trust and respect. And the third thing is, when you're making a trip, you need to be the first one up, the last one to bed, and making sure that athlete's needs are tended to.
When Darryl Miller's on the trip, the athletes are better. He is truly an advantage for Team USA, and I think he's one of a kind, and there's never been another like him. I've never run across another individual that wants to serve the needs of his team and his athletes as much as Darryl does.
I've had the privilege of working at the high school arena in Colorado, covering 30-some state championships, college level at the University of Wisconsin, which was a phenomenal experience, and then working with USA Wrestling, covering 4 Olympics, 8 World Championships, 12 World Cups, and numerous Grand Prix and other tournaments along the way. So I've had wonderful support through all the years of working for USA Wrestling from my family. Marilee and I will celebrate 49 years of marriage this month, and she has been the cornerstone of love, support, patience, and faith. We have a daughter, Markel, who's married to Marcus, a wonderful man, and my son, Jake, who's married to Lori, an incredible mother and teacher, and 3 grandchildren, Oak, Alder, and Maple, who I believe are the best of the best. It's absolutely humbling and an honor to be inducted into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. To know that my work has been recognized and appreciated by the best athletes in the world, the best sport in the world, and to be representing our country around the world is a blessing beyond measure.